Good afternoon, everybody. It's the 27th of August 2019 here in the UK, and the PUBG console update 4.2 has dropped. And although PUBG haven't really updated the patch notes since the PTS patch notes of last week, I thought I'd make a video and go through them again, because there's quite a lot happening in this patch, apart from the obvious visual update to Erangel as well. Interestingly as well, now this is called the 4.2 update for console, rather than, I think we were up to update 6 and 10 or something for the PlayStation and the Xbox. I'll put the link to the patch notes in the description of the video down below, and then you can watch the console update video from the PUBG developers, which is pretty cool. And what they're sort of saying to start off with is the fact that there's now a shortened gap between the PC and console content updates. And we've got Season 4 on console now. Obviously this video applies to the PlayStation and the Xbox. We can skip that bit about the PTS because we're all done. That's good. Right, here we go. Patch notes. The Erangel visual update. Everyone is searching for themselves. That search ends here. Welcome to the battlegrounds. And the long and short of it is Erangel now looks much better on console. I've played it on the PTS, on the PlayStation 4, an OG one, and on an Xbox One S, and it looks great. It does look really good, and it's made Erangel more exciting again. I mean, we know Erangel's a really good map, but now there's a little bit more cover, there's more textures, it feels more lived in, and it's got me excited about that map. I was kind of a little bit miffed with the map rotations that they would put in when I always wanted Vikendi as the main map. So you could either choose to play Vikendi, which is my favourite map, or you could play Erangel, Sanhok and Miramar. But now I'm more than happy with playing lots and lots of Erangel, and I think we've got 4 really good maps. We've got the best looking maps of Erangel and Vikendi. Hopefully they'll do something with Miramar next, but who knows? It's not that popular, and it's a huge job to update that map. And Sanhok, well, Sanhok, isn't it? It's the chaos, but it's very good. Really enjoyed what they've done with Erangel, especially places like prison. It's a completely different place now when you go. Well, it's still a prison, but there's so much more there. So you can see all that for yourself. We now have overcast weather. And basically, if the day starts sunny, I'm pretty sure you're okay. Here we go. Overcast weather has been added to Erangel. When a match starts with an overcast weather on Erangel, the weather will change dynamically over the course of the match between overcast, windy, hail, light rain, heavy rain, and fog. Coolio. We've now got these destructible objects as well. I remember on the PTS. You've got to be careful with these. You've got to make sure they are the destructible ones you're trying to drive through, and not solid ones, because that happened to me a couple of times. But basically, you'll be able to shoot these, you'll be able to drive through them, and they'll offer you temporary cover until they disappear. Similar to the sheds, they never really did, well, sheds and doors, those little shit towns, we would call them, in the middle of fields that you could drive through. Those, and doors as well, it's kind of on that sort of thing. We're now getting Survivor Pass 4 Aftermath. And I know sometimes you might think, oh, well, I've got to pay for it. No, there's the free version of it, so you can work through and pick up the cosmetics. But one thing I would stress to people is, when we bought PUBG, we only bought it for £25. Maybe even you got it even in the sale. If you're playing this on Xbox, you might even have it on Game Pass and be playing it for free, basically. So why not give the developers a little bit of money and then get the pass? This one's good. There's some good's a strong word. There's some acceptable skins in this one as well that you may well like. I'll give you a quick tip as well. The cheapest way to get the pass is actually to the pass itself is 1,000 G coins. Okay, so you've either got to buy 1,000 G coins, or you've got to buy the Vikendi. You've got to buy the Aftermath pack, which is, I think, is $11.99, and you get this like punk rocker skin, and you get the pass, and you get a 5 level up thing as well. However, the most value way of getting it is, don't buy the 1,000 G coin from the shop. Buy the I think they call it do they call it the top up pack or something, where you get this terrible skin of like a cheerleader skin for $7.99, which is the same price as 1,000 G coin. But in that pack you get 1,600 G coin as well. So don't worry about the skin, but you get more G coin. So then you buy the pack, you buy the Survivor Pass for 1,000 G coin, and that leaves you 600 left, just in case you want to buy like a level up or something else afterwards. So that's my little hint and tip. The Survivor Pass only lasts 8 weeks. So the other thing you get when you log into the game is you get a 50% boost in XP, because obviously what they want to do now is they want to make sure that PC and console we're running all at the same time. So that's going to be pretty good. It'd be nice to bash through it. You can have a look at the pass. What I'll do is I'll do a different video on the pass itself. Improved mission chain system. You can now swap out up to 3 daily missions per day for free, and battle points can be used to swap out additional daily or even weekly missions. Players who complete all 3 daily missions can use 1,500 battle points to get a new set of daily missions. That's quite cool. Because one thing I have noticed actually from the Survivor Pass is that you can no longer buy level up tokens using the coloured tokens. In the last pass, if you got enough tokens, you could buy a 5 level up ticket and then use that to level up. That one isn't in this one. So the only way that you'll be able to cheat, if you like, and level up quicker is by buying level up with proper G coin, which is a bit of a shame. That's the increased XP we've talked about. Missions obviously reset daily and reset weekly. Again, it looks like they've stuck with the weekly system they had with the last Survivor Pass, where once a week's over, that's it. I don't think you're going to be able to go back and do previous weeks like you could with the Vikendi Pass. You could, and I really like that with the Vikendi Pass. The fact that you could go back and you could do all the previous weeks, and that's not in there. The pre-season's finished, so we don't need to worry about that, but Season 4 has started, so this is where you go into the season and you can look at your stats. And always remember, the seasons in PUBG, unfortunately, I think now, they're based on time played. They're not based on skill like they used to be. To get to the top of the leaderboard and get the Survivor thing added to your name, you've got to just play an awful lot of PUBG. Whereas they used to have the leaderboards, which were based on kind of skill rank, to sort of, it was a combination of where you would get to, your final position and the number of kills you would do. But it's there, it's something to go for. Equal opportunity looting. For PUBG Season 4, we rebalanced many of the game's weapons and vehicles. The patch includes balance adjustments to not only existing weapons and items, but also our first rebalance to vehicles. As always, we'll be listening to feedback on the balancing, so please let us know how all the changes feel together. There are a whole lot of changes in this patch. Be sure to check everything below. So here we go. So the Kar98 gets slightly more powerful. The S12K automatic shotgun, semi-automatic shotgun, gets more powerful. Base damage sword off goes up a little bit. Shotgun, the S686, so the double barrel, and the 1897, which is the pump, go from 24 to 26. Increased the effective damage over distance for all submachine guns, so that's important. So submachine guns are now going to be more effective at longer distances, and they've increased their multipliers. Crossbow gets more powerful, and the laser sight attachment dispersion multiplier for pistols was decreased from 0.5 to 0.3, so the laser sight's going to work better. But the big takeoff there is SMGs are going to work better at sort of medium range, because they've increased the effective distance, which is good. On the other hand, the M24 bolt action sniper has gone down from 79 to 75, which makes it less powerful than the Kar98. Strange, but they're still both one-shot kills to the head. The 7.62 goes from 47 to 46, the AK goes from 49 to 47, and the 5.56 assault rifles go from 43 to 41. So the assault rifles are now slightly less powerful. So we've got that combination of SMGs are more effective at longer ranges, and assault rifles do slightly less damage. Reduce the maximum bullet travel distance of all shotguns from 1,000 meters to 150 meters. So that kind of makes sense, Duckbill attachments now distributes bullets vertically instead of horizontally. Crossbow will now have a visible tracer. Added a top rail to the Uzi. This is another big one to allow red dot and holographic sights. So the Uzi finally gets a proper sight. So you know, it's an Uzi with an extended mag, stock on it, a compensator or a suppressor. Could be you know, a weapon. Whereas we tended to, I would never bother with an Uzi in late game. It was just it fires too fast, and the iron sights weren't good enough. Vehicle balance updates. So rear-wheel drive vehicles will all get better handling. Regular and three-seater motorbikes stabilisation improved. Scooter goes faster. Buggy wheels tougher by 50%, so less likely to get shot out when you're zooming over the bridge. Maximum speed of the buggy has gone up. Health points of the UAZ has gone from 900 to 1200, and the Tukshay, the little pop-up from Sanhok, goes from 500 to 1000 and gets faster. So that's more of a viable vehicle. The health points of the Morado, or hit points from Morado, goes from 1000 to 900, so not quite as tough. All motorbikes now consume roughly 50% more fuel, and they do. If you get on a motorbike that's only got half a tank to start off with, and you boost it, can you boost motorbikes? Well, if you go fast, you'll run out of fuel incredibly quickly. The Dacia now goes just as fast, but doesn't accelerate as quickly. And they all they'll behave differently when they're not on road surfaces. New Buggy and Morado sounds. You no longer get that boom sound when you boost. The RPM just goes up on your engine. Improved aiming when inside vehicles. Improved the first-person camera view inside most vehicles. That's good. Now this is a big one. Added auto acceleration to vehicles. So you double tap on the right trigger on the Xbox or R2, so it's still the right trigger on the PS4, just like you do with auto run on the other button, and the car will zoom, will accelerate automatically, so you can just look around. However, what's different, and I don't know whether they've changed this from the PTS, what would happen is you would brake and it would still accelerate afterwards. So you've got to be very careful when it's in auto accelerate. If you're coming up to some like a corner, then you want to slow down. Make sure that you can you do slow down enough, and the car just doesn't accelerate away from you. Auto locking mechanism in the BDM2, so that's the armoured car, so only teammates can get into it. When everybody's out there, anybody can get in. You can now listen to music in the cars, so you flick, it's right on the D-pad, and the music comes on, which is cool. Oh, and if you flick left on the D-pad, you can turn the engine off on the car, which is really cool, because it means that as you're coming up to a target, you turn the engine off and you just coast up to the target. What's a bit odd though is if you start to brake, the engine turns back on again. I don't know whether they'll change that from the PTS. Healing and boost items can now be used while moving. A little bit, so you can bandage up and you can apply first aids and drinks and stuff, moving a little bit, not much. But what's really good is that bandages now keep on applying automatically until you get up to 75% health. You don't have to keep applying a bandage, you just say apply a bandage and it keeps going until you're up to 75%. Visual effects improvements, the Molotov cocktail, weapon and vehicle shaders, frag grenade explosion effects, muzzle flashes for each weapon. We talked about turning the engine off. Throwables now behave differently, so smoke grenades won't roll as far. Stun grenades and frags will roll further. Improved visibility of reticles against bright backgrounds. Erangel blue balance change. We're making changes to the blue zone on Erangel thanks to player feedback and changes in gameplay since the most recent Erangel rebalance. The size of the safe zone in early phases has been reduced. It's a bit like Vikendi's one. Blue zone waiting time in early and mid-phase games has been reduced, so the early game goes faster. Movement speed of the blue zone during some mid and late phases has been decreased. Again, this is very much a Vikendi thing. The idea that you have a blue zone which you can outrun or at least keep pace with. Blue zone waiting time for the final phase has been reduced, so again that's the case when you get to the last one, when the blue zone is going to disappear, it happens much quicker, you're not hanging around for as long. Turntable, so we've now got this little record player that we can turn on to create audio distraction. Featured map will remain as Erangel. After receiving feedback from the community regarding the radio message system, we understand that usability is low and the system is inconvenient to use on console. While we were working to make improvements upon the system, we wanted to give you the option to turn the radio message on and off in the meantime. A console-friendly radio message system is being worked on so you can go in and turn it off. What they do need to work on is the ping system, because I think the ping system's pretty much unusable at the moment. Unless actually maybe turning the radio message might make the ping system work again. Yeah, I think that I'll try that out when I go and do my gameplay. I'll turn that off, and then I'll see if the ping system. If the ping system takes far too long now, you ping, then you've got to like press it again, and it's just awful. Rate of fire has been improved to be less effective by frames per second. This was a big thing. I think Wacky Jackie kind of highlighted the fact that if you had computers that had higher frames per second, so more powerful computers, the guns would fire faster, which means you kill people faster. So in the console world, that means faster consoles, i.e. Xbox One X's and PlayStation 4 Pros, would fire bullets faster, so you'd have an advantage. Volume of Kendi's ambient wind noise has been reduced. The plain map UI now sizes dynamically when zooming. Weapon mastery has been improved. Bloody blah. Effects have been improved better to fit the lobby background. Alright, the in-game HUD, this is a different one. So now, when you look at the bottom of the screen and you look at like your helmet and your bag and your vest, it gives you an idea of how full they are or how damaged they are, and they go red when they're either almost full for the bag or almost useless for the helmet and the bag. And also your auto, semi and single shot, semi-auto and single shot is now represented by bullets rather than words, so that's cool. Certain HUD elements are no longer displayed when starting to a match. The emote UI has been simplified to make it easier to choose them. Basically they've gone down from 12 to 8. They've improved the map loading speed and reduced instances of hitching and stuttering. I was noticing that on the Xbox last time I played a few weeks ago, but when I played it on the PTS I didn't notice any of that at all on my Xbox. Custom matches. The spectate feature has been re-enabled and hosts will now be able to spectate custom matches again. Please note this is an interim feature and we're working hard to add a more stable and robust spectate feature within a few upcoming updates. Yeah, I know the problem is it tends to crash, tends to stutter. I will do some videos on custom matches on the Xbox. And then we've got the skins that are coming in. You can see all them yourself. Alright, so this is what I was saying. Yeah, if you buy the supply pack, if you're thinking about buying the season pass but don't want to buy the aftermath pack, which is $11.99, if you buy this one for $7.99, that gives you where is it? 1600 G coin. So for the same price of buying 1,000, or you get an extra 100, so 1100 G coin, you get another 500 for free, and you get this rather, well, you might like that skin, I don't know. You can also buy, there's a rabbit outfit that you can buy. Battle stat weapon skins. So these are going to be interesting. With the battle stat weapon skin applied, the number of players killed with the weapon is recorded or displayed on the skin. You probably just about see it, just about there. I guess we buy these. We'll have to look. I'm not sure where they come. Known issues. We can ignore all that. They fix loads of bugs, and there we go. So that is the patch notes for the 4.2 update on console. It's live now. Download it. Get stuck into the Erangel visual update. Remember about auto accelerate on the vehicles. Remember about bandage auto. Remember turning the radio on in cars and turning the engine off when you're approaching targets. Remember, we've still got, I know it came from the last patch, we've got ledge grabbing, so you can climb things, just jump and keep your finger on the X button on PlayStation or the A button on Xbox. And hey, PUBG going from strength to strength. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I will see you again soon.